Good night to the Honorable James Paul, Mr. Glenn Murray, a dear friend of mine and another fellow author, Mark Eiffel, of course. Yes. And everyone who is specially invited tonight, good night to all and welcome. This is my pleasure and honor to be given the chance to say something at this book launch. Over the last year and a half, Wilmot has not only become a very special author to me, but also a good friend. Anything at all to do with books, or anytime Wilmot needs some advice, anytime I need some advice and some confidence with this industry, it's just a simple WhatsApp call. We would sit and chat for an hour, half hour, whatever. I learned so much from Wilmot on a weekly basis because we have a weekly catch-up. And one thing I would say that everyone has said so far tonight, Wilmot is definitely the most passionate author I have ever met. His confidence level is through the roof, and that's well deserved. This book is definitely one of a kind. I have the pleasure of doing marketing on a daily basis for around 350 Barbadian authors now. We have authors ranging from, as Wilmot pointed out, history, politics, you find some love, romance, Christian, all beautiful books, because I'm usually reading about 10 books at one time from the different authors, but this one, Fields of Death, struck out to me the most. Why? Because it's the fastest one I read. It's one of the most interesting, and it spoke to the side of me that I never really see in books, except for, as Wilmot pointed out, the international authors. So James Patterson, he mentioned. James Patterson actually is one of my favorite authors. This is better than most of the James Patterson books that I read. This book is damn good. Alex Cross, the Alex Cross series by James Patterson, and the film, brilliant books. But what made this one stand out and was tremendous for me was the fact that it had invasion themes. And that is one of the most amazing things that I can get in a book. I'm from the Caribbean. Normally I have to go, though I do love those books and series, I follow all the things. CSI, NCIS, Criminal Minds, Law and Order, Jack Reacher, everybody. Everything crime, I follow. But this one, because I'm hearing about them eating lunch upstairs at Cave Shepherd, Neil X-Man Voice is up in Cave Shepherd, eating lunch, we all know that experience. He's here having his detective conversations across from the head pathologist in Cave Shepherd. He's driving the undercover Vitaras that we all know. He's in the lab. That's the part that I don't learn about. Because all of these scientific terms, I had no idea about half these scientific terms. I learned so much forensics from this book. I learned new words. I am an English freak. I literally distinctions, CSC, everything. English, UB. I learned words I didn't even know. Because as you can see, Wilmot constantly, I wish I could so fluently use some of the words that Wilmot incorporates into his book and speeches. So I know this is an everyday thing. Again, the most admirable part for me, reiterating what was said before, was the rising above circumstances, because I did learn a lot about Wilmot's background over the last year and a half, and the circumstances under which he came up with the ideas, wrote the books. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Mr. Paul, you might have mentioned when there's the next book coming out, but these things, I get the pleasure to know about this. I got my free marketing copy. But don't mind I don't have it anymore, because the Film and Video Association and the film persons up in Sky Mall begged me for a book. They haven't returned my book yet, so obviously they're caught up in this book because they are trying to produce it into a film. I've gotten requests on putting it into a film from many people. I know that Wilmot said the vault is coming out because I do follow his social media. Like you said, it's important to follow the social media. I know everything Wilmot does. I know he got a NIFCA bronze this year, and I was just so happy for him. I was so happy. Oh, I know he has everything. He has most things under the W, sincere. W and O, sincere. Yeah, I'm gonna write it down for y'all. You gotta follow that. He has the Instagram. I know people as far as Russia, Denmark, people are commenting and replying on this, but I think it's because he hustles so hard. But it's always, every day, you're getting updates. People across the world are getting updates. If a British couple comes in and he meets them on the street, they're buying this book. He was at Divvy South Winds. I know Richard Stoke was pushing at Divvy South Winds. I know he saw the videos. Carol Roberts interviewed him. I know we had him with Tisha Hines up in Mid-Morning Mix. There's nowhere where Wilmot is not. And what was so tremendous for him for the NIFCA bronze, I was like, you know, Wilmot, you don't really need this sort of recognition. We already know this book is a grassroots book. Everybody reading it, from the people on the streets, the people in the hood, the politicians. Everybody's reading the book. But one important thing for Wilmot was always making sure that people knew how big this book really was. And kind of when you're in the Caribbean circles, one thing I realized in the Caribbean with the authors, it's usually, like you said, Dr. Somebody wrote a book, or somebody with their masters and their PhD, so you know they're naturally getting the support. Oh, this brilliant person did this. So he said he knew he had to get some of the same recognition that these academics have. I said, okay, fine. But whether you get the NIFCA bronze or not, we already know it. But lo and behold, here it is. He's getting the same awards, the same recognition. Actually, books are selling. I think the only book that actually rivals Wilmot in terms of fast sales is Glines. Yes, the books sell like water. I know when we sold out at the launch at Sky Mall a year, I sold books November last year. We then had the books in the bookstore, those sold out. We had to reorder more books. I don't think we have any more right now. So I'm glad they're available at UWI. Yes, get your copy now, tonight. I don't mean in the future UWI bookstore. You can tell your friends come to UWI bookstore, but get your copy tonight. And you really don't have an excuse on how to get the copy too, because the book is available as an ebook as well. Because that's one thing, as Wilmot said, that was the first thing we did for Wilmot with Chatterhouse Books. We made sure, well, the book was just a raw file. It wasn't even printed yet at the time. And we said, well, you know what, we're going to put it as an ebook. So you can actually buy the book as an ebook card, and you take the code, you put it straight in your website. That's on chatterhousebooks.com. So people all over the world can literally buy it as an ebook or a print book, because we ship it worldwide. So that's great news about the distribution. Or some people just go straight on the website and buy it with a credit card. I see Wilmot has, and I see every single day Wilmot is wearing shirts. So anybody that wants to rep for these shirts, you can get it in that format as well. And we did sign-ins, we did events, we're doing Lime Grove next week. Just keep posted. Wilmot is any and everywhere. Tell your friends, tell your people overseas, tell everybody. And I wanted, on closing, to big up once again Mark Eiffel, BIDC, because that was the driving force. I remember how this whole process started. I don't think I forgot. It was Mark that was pushing Wilmot. They came, we talked. Wilmot said he wanted to do a launch. Wilmot said he wanted a top-notch launch, because I know there are a lot of authors that, because he believes in doing everything international. It has to look official. This has to look like a James Patterson launch. It can't just be, some authors may not understand the value of marketing and investing and putting in the effort, but he understood it. So we have some launches, we offer a few free services, just a few. and maybe the author will come out, you have a little table, no. He was like, I'm going to make sure, and Mark is pushing, that we have the funding to do this launch right. We had the bookmarks, we had the ebook cards, you have the books, we had the shirts, we got this, I remember we got this banner printed. Everything we were up in there, we bought the bag for the travel of the books. We had recordings, we had video, we had everything. And that's how Wilmot does everything with top quality and class. So just buy the book. Just buy the book. You aren't going to find another book really in the Caribbean that has all of this murder, intrigue, serial killers, suspense, sex. I must be in every book for me. You're not going to have a book with all of these combinations. And not only that, the Greek mythology. The Greek mythology and the history, I think those two things beyond everything else stood out for me. I don't know another book that got into so much history of Barbados. I didn't really know much on the Canefield murders because yes, I'm very young. I learned a lot on the history of Barbados. He took it right back to the 1800s, brought it right up to now, so it could be used for historical reference. The mythology, always fascinating. The serial killer, I don't want to give away much. I think he's a German guy, but he was into some very interesting Greek mythology. That's all I would say, because I don't want to give it away. So you read it, you let us know what you think. The biggest thing that could support any author is buying it, telling your friends, and giving it a great review. So be sure to review it and let Wilmot know and spread the word. Thanks very much. Good night.
Definitely more words to endorse. Now, there are going to be some more readings tonight, and I know you guys are hungry to hear the readings that Wilmot has to offer. But at this time, we have a short 5-minute intermission. We have some refreshments here to my left, and you can help yourself. There's some cookies, there's some sandwiches, and there's some drink. And so for 5 minutes, we break, and then we'll be back with more from Wilmot here.